here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Girl, listen to me, okay? This was hilarity, bitch. I was so entertained this entire interview. Listen, y'all can say that Tasha K went soft on Arionne Curry. Y'all can say that. But honestly, I feel like she basically played in the girl's face the whole time, and I don't know if she realized it. Like, I really do feel like Tasha was being facetious and playing in Arionne's face most of this interview. And Arionne just, girl, I don't know what school you went to. Did you graduate? What were your scores? Did you finish? Because to say that you and Mel went to the same university, as Martell so eloquently put it on the reunion, girl, the education level is still not the same. The intelligence level is still not the same, my good girl. First of all, can we talk about the look? This is her signature swoop, first of all. This is her signature swoop, all right? So that was cute. That was fine. The hair looked good, okay? But what was wrong with the outfit, girl? The buttons. The buttons. I was like, so what, you trying to look like a church member? You trying to make it seem like you not the hoe that everybody think you are. Is that what this is? Girl, when I tell y'all, I was dying while I was watching this interview, because I feel like everything that she tried to say was a lie, she ended up explaining, and it wasn't a lie. She started off this interview, this narrative that OWN is putting out there, this narrative that the producers are putting out there, and then they're shutting me down. Basically, they're not shutting you down, but they don't want you on their show because their grab, their pull, their moneymaker is Melody Hope. And what you are failing to understand is that the show is not about you, Arionne. Nobody even ever says your name on the show. And we've only seen your face once, I believe, heard your voice once. Girl, you are interchangeable with any other woman that Martell would have had a years-long affair with. If it wasn't you, it would have been some other bird. And what I need for you to understand is, as a woman, as a person, there is something special about you. But as it pertains to this story, there is nothing special about you. I need for you to understand that, because the entire interview, and for a long time now, I've heard you continue to say that all they do is talk about you. that if they're not talking about you, what else are they talking about? And I want you to be clear that they're not talking about Arionne Curry. They're talking about the woman that Martell cheated on Melody with. There's a difference. There's a difference, my good girl, because it does not matter if it's you or if it's Ashley or Tiffany or Tamika or Keisha or whatever other country bitch that is from Huntsville or surrounding areas that Martell could have slipped and fell into some girl. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's never really been about you. It's about whoever is not Melody. Essentially, the show is still about Melody, my girl. And that's what you mad about. You are so upset that Martell was making you feel as if you were real competition for Mel. Martell made you feel like in some world that you and Mel were on the same level. And when you took that same energy to those producers at OWN, they let you know that y'all were not on the same level. Y'all were not on the same level. Y'all are not the same. Y'all might have likenesses, and we're going to get into that word likeness because she loved using it improperly throughout this entire interview. But I want to preface all of this. Before I really get into it, I just want to say that Arionne fucking a married man does not make her some terrible person, okay? It makes her a young woman or a woman, period, that made decisions that were selfish. Decisions that did not take into consideration anybody else but herself and what she wanted to do. And people do that all the time, y'all. People do that all the time. I feel like we can all say we've cheated, been cheated on. You know, it's all been situations where you may have wanted to be somewhere and wanted to be somewhere else with someone else, or was with somebody and thought of someone else, or cheated in a relationship, or cheated with someone. Most of us have been in these situations before. I need for you to understand that the issue that most people have with you, Arionne, is your sense of entitlement. Your energy tells everybody, I didn't do anything wrong. This man chased me. I did not want him. I was not worrying about him. I was smart. I was a smart young woman, and this old man came to me looking all fine, okay? And he had great conversation because I'm 24, so I know what great conversation is. And he took advantage and I fell in love, but I was never really worried about him. The whole time he chased me, he was obsessed with me. And it's not my fault that he couldn't leave me alone. It's not my fault that he couldn't leave me alone. Maybe it's something that him and Mel needed to work out because obviously she wasn't doing something. I mean, she can't even hold you guys' attention on the show long enough without y'all referencing me. So obviously, I must be the shit and everybody just has me confused. I'm the cream of the crop who just so happened to be sleeping with a married man and have a baby by him for almost a decade. Yes, that's what I did, but ultimately I didn't do anything wrong. That is what she is saying during this interview for the most part. I just want everybody to be clear. Okay, I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I haven't even looked at the comments yet. It's good to see y'all here though. Okay, it's lovely to see everybody. I'm glad y'all are here. Now, with me prefacing this this review of this interview with what I feel about with the young and spicy young woman. Okay, the very smart, young, spicy young woman. Okay, she's not a hoe. She is not a hoe. She does not sleep around like that. Okay, she told us at the end, don't be like Arionne Curry. Do not sleep with a married man for 7 years and never sleep with anybody else. Don't do it, young girls. Don't do it. Okay, but listen, if you thought that was it, that is not. I have notes. Let's get into it. So I basically made notes from my tweets because I was tweeting my ass off last night when this was going on, because I was like, I don't know if I want to make notes for this, so I'm going to just tweet. And then once I realized how big the interview was for everyone, thank you, Tasha,
And thank you, Arionne, girl. Let me tell you something. We appreciate the check over here at BondyBlue. Okay, over here on my channel, we appreciate the check. This was gonna be an off day. I was gonna wait until Wednesday to do more work, girl. But you came through in the clutch. And I feel like this more so is taking my January more so than Antoine Brown taking his shirt off and leaving that white man in a clutch, Tom Brady is what they called him. They left him. When the Antoine Brown let that boy? And everybody was like, that was the big thing of January. And we was like, wait a minute, bitch. It's only been 3 days. And then here comes Tasha K with the Arionne Curry interview that did nothing but entertain and further let us know how unintelligent the young woman is. And the reason why she is unintelligent, okay, it's because she does not even realize how she's coming off. She seems to have a lack of self-awareness about the way she sounds. It's like, I was young then and I'm older now, but I still sound like the young dumb bitch I was back then. Like, that's the vibe. So let's get into the notes. So girl, Arionne has already started the interview on bullshit when she said that there was a false narrative being put out there about her. Let's be very clear, Arionne, you fucked on Martell Hope for what you said was 7 years. That's the narrative. That's the narrative. All of this stank that people have added onto you, I believe was applied to you once you decided to start running your mouth. Once you decided to open up that dolphin teeth trap that you call a mouth, okay, and let everybody know how you really felt. They were all going to down you, my girl, because you were doing something wrong by sleeping with a married man. I know you don't feel like it was really wrong because you're not married and Tasha K let you roll with that narrative. But the truth of the matter is, my good girl, you did something wrong when you slept with a married man. That is why people don't like you. It didn't have to have all of this, she's a stupid hoe on top of it. It didn't have to. We would just assume that because you slept with a married man for 7 years. That's the baseline of everybody's issue with you, bitch. And the fact that you thought it was cute to tell Melody S. Ho to put her husband on the phone. We're going to get to that in a minute, okay? But you did things. You did things for us, the viewing public, to drag you, okay, by the skin of your dolphin tinny teeth, okay? The teeth, girl, we dragged you because of you. We didn't drag you because Mel got on television and lied about you. We didn't drag you because Marceau and Maurice said some bad shit about you, girl. We dragged you because you fucked Martell, and Martell allowed for you to feel that you were a mistress and not a side chick, because y'all have now created a differentiation between the two of these things. And it really makes no difference, because even though you started off not requesting for this man to leave his wife, you eventually called his wife. Okay, whether it was her phone or not, you called, she answered, and you told her to put her husband on the phone. That is when you had decided to choose violence. That is when you chose to let her know, bitch, I'm just as important as you. Put our nigga on the phone. That's what you did. And that is where everybody got to the place with you where they realized you were a disrespectful little cunt that most women would probably have beat the dog shit out of, talking about she brought her friends to my house to fight me. Girl, most women would have caught you outside Kroger. Fuck showing up at your house at 2 a.m. Bitches would have caught you outside at a Walmart. Bitches would have put a tracker on Martell's phone and waited for him to go to the gym and pulled up. So to be very clear, you got a really, really good wife to deal with, because other wives would have done far worse. You're just upset that you being dragged by millions of people because they watched this show. You didn't sign up for everybody to know you was a side chick. But the truth of the matter is, whether you want to call yourself a side chick or a mistress, and this is what they're saying the difference is, y'all. I had no idea. But from what I understand, somebody told me on Twitter last night, a side chick wants to take the main chick's spot. A mistress wants to stay in her position. And even though I understand that, at the end of the day, you can tell that she wanted Mel's position. You can tell now that she wants Mel's position because she is begging for them to let her on the show. That's what all of this is about. That's what Martell and Carlos were trying to do on the reunion show. All of this was to try to convince somebody to convince Mel to allow for this to take place, for Arionne to come and be on the show. That's what this is about. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all know right now. All right, now we found out, if some of y'all did not know, that she met him at a house party. Okay, her and her college homegirl, everybody went to Alabama A&M or whatever the fuck. Okay, her and the homegirl were down to Martell's cousin Tori's house. Okay, cousin Tori, who has now deleted all of her social media from what original Straight No Chaser tells me. Okay, Tori actually went and introduced, she did a shy brother for Martell. My cousin over there won't talk to you. So Martell tells his cousin to tell her, meet him outside in front of the cousin house. And they stood outside the cousin house and talked. And nobody said anything to Mel. Another thing that Arionne said was a lie was that Martell and Mel, the whole situation when they broke up, when she originally found out about Arionne, was in 2015, not 2017, as Mel said. And that Mel found out that he was cheating. He told Mel that he was not going to stop messing around with Arionne. And then Mel proceeded to stay with him for 3 more years and have another baby with him. And she explained it to Tasha as if this made Mel stupid. Mind you, Mel has 2 other children with Martell. I'm sorry, 3 other children at the time, right? 3 other children with Martell, a household, businesses, and a life. So if she wasn't so quick to unwrap her life, excuse the fuck out of her. And a lot of y'all piss me off with that. Because if you are really married, you know that all of that, just leave. Like, girl, bye. Just leave my house, my situation, my comfortability, because he fucking up. Girl, bye. I know that's something easy and something cute that a lot of people like to say to make Mel out to seem like she was fucked up because she didn't rush to leave her household. But as a married woman myself, girl, fuck you. Ain't nobody about to tell me I was dumb because I wasn't running to leave my house. Thank you, Asada, for the super chat. What's up, Bondi? I only honestly know if Martell went back to her, she will definitely will give in again. All Martell have to do is say sorry. Shaking my head. Martell disrespected his marriage big time. No loyalty he had for Mel. Like, child, I only read it because it was a super chat. Now let me go back to my notes because I don't want to get off kilter. But yes, Martell's cousin Tori, a woman, okay, is the one that hooked this whole thing up. All right. So Arionne wanted us to know over and over again throughout this interview that Martell pursued her. She did not pursue him. And then she actually said, I'm not this sexual being. What? I wasn't trying to have sex with him. He thought I was going to have sex with him the night we met. But oh no, it was within 8 or 9 months that I had sex with him. And we really just had great conversation. And when Tasha asked, what do you think Martell really liked about you? She says, I don't know. You would have to ask Martell, but I'm really smart. I'm really, really smart. It's like, girl, you don't know what a 2-parent household is. You're not that smart. He was not with you for your intelligence level. He wasn't. Do you have a builder's license? Have you gone and passed various tests so that you can call yourself a professional? No, you dropped out of nursing school. Remember? The idea that your intelligence level is anywhere near anywhere near Melody Holt's intelligence level. I mean, Mel's on own. Mel has capitalized off the situation. Mel is got hit songs and shit. Mel has moved on. Mel will be able to find somebody else to be with her and her 4 kids. Even with Martell Hope being in the background, like Lorenz Tate in the Rain on Me video. Mel has the builder's license. Mel did finish all of her school and testing and requirements to do what she's doing and to do more. You stopped because you allowed this man and his dick to get in the way of you and whatever you were trying to do. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you slice it. As a woman, Mel continued to do everything she needed to do in order to progress as a person in her career and what she wanted to do with her life. And you allowed for Martell holding his bullshit to sideline your nursing career. So now you can sell clothes on an online boutique. And that's no shade to that. Like she said, that's what she wanted to do from the very beginning. That's no shade to you and whatever you decide to do to make money in your life, girl. We all doing what we got to do to make this bread. But those 2 scenarios tell me that where you allowed for the dick to fuck you up, Mel did not. Even though y'all are trying to act like Mel was stupid because she stayed married to him for longer than I guess everybody else would have been, child. Girl, please. Let me like fucking my husband and be married to him and have 3 kids with him. You think I'm about to run out on our businesses, our money, our life because some little girl decided that she wanted to wrap her big ass mouth around my husband's balls and dick all at the same time? Girl, have at it. I'll leave when I'm ready. I'll get up and pack a duffel bag and get the fuck on when I'm ready. Okay? Thank you, Tawana Greenhouse, for becoming a member of my channel. It is greatly appreciated. Okay? Because I didn't like the way she constantly tried to like put Mel down here. And then she said that the show had to put her down here to bring Mel up. And I'm like, girl, Mel was already up here when Mel got Carlos King to come and hear about a reality show with her. The contact that was made. Mel was already up here, love. They didn't even have to reference you for real, because Mel was already on. Okay? On a nationally syndicated show about real estate. Even though it ended up being about her husband cheating on her and the marriage of it all, the businesses were still taking place, my love. That portion of this was already handled. And then you said you were blindsided by the show, but you knew about the show before they greenlit it. Martell was telling you everything. You were not you know what I'm saying? You were not, what she called it? Blindsided, bitch. You weren't blindsided by anything. To me, it sounds like you had ample time to get out of this situation before it actually hit air. If you were out of the situation, if Martell was not still fucking with you when they were taping, you would have just been whatever woman Martell cheated on Mel with. But the fact that you persisted, like you said, he persisted with you. No. You persisted with him because you kept fucking with him. And when you kept fucking with him while he was on a reality show, that then left you open for the criticism. You could have backed out. But you wanted that girl husband. You wanted the dick. At this point, you were no longer a mistress. You were a side chick because you was calling people and telling them to put Martell on the phone and telling people that they needed to come and get their husband. That's what you said. So to me, you were trying to break up the family at that point. When you were letting it be known who you were to him, you were trying to break the family up. The idea that you have no part in the dissolution of their marriage, the dissolving of their marriage, is bullshit that you're telling yourself because you don't want to feel any worse than you already do. Because the public has dragged you and your family and your friends have probably dragged you. Specifically, your family have probably made you feel like absolute dog shit about this situation. Especially those aunties you said that had been in long-term marriages. Thank you, Serene, for becoming a YouTube member, love. I appreciate you. Thank you, Zon PV, yes, for becoming a member. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. Okay. So let's continue on to the notes. Okay, let's get back to my notes. All right. So my tweet. Girl, you been with the same woman's husband for 5+ years. We know you probably haven't fucked a lot of people. She was really like particular about trying to explain that she was not just some hoe and that she wasn't out here just fucking on everybody. But then at the end, made it clear that it would have been smarter if she had. You are so proud to say that you were only having sex with this woman's husband for 7 years of your life. Girl, you sound dumb. And then it almost seemed like you didn't realize that sounded dumb until we got to the end of this interview. Thank you, Anissa, for the super chat. And thank you, Life of Deshanta, for the super chat. She forgot her egg filters for her interview because she's looking the same as those elders that she continuously shades. Listen, I feel, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Demeanor means a lot. She may look older, but her demeanor is very young. And that is the reason why she is attractive to men like Martell, because you're young and dumb. Even at 30 now, your mindset is only now changed about what you were doing because the public dragged you. That's the only reason you feel bad about this. The only reason you have regret is because the public dragged you about you sleeping with a married man. Because if the public were not involved, you probably wouldn't even feel like you did anything wrong by fucking on that lady husband for 7 years and then deciding with entitlement that because you were tired of having abortions, you were going to have that baby. And listen, the baby's beautiful. You love your son. That's great. However the baby got here, the baby's here now, okay? But ultimately, my good girl, you could have been wearing protection with that lady's husband. That's what you could have been doing to not get pregnant for that lady's husband, which continued to make you look like a bird when you did that, because he's never going to be in the household with you and your son. You're never going to get the 2-parent household that you don't even know the definition of. Girl, I cannot. Okay, I cannot. Thank you, Stacy B, for the super chat. And the nerve of her to body shame those other women when she was in that interview looking real strong in the face, linebackers. Girl, when she kept saying that, I said, but you was on the trip with the linebackers. I think she wanted to call those other women unattractive so she can create a separation. But girl, no, that was the side chicks trip. They go on a trip with their wives, and then they go on a trip with the side chicks. You were on the side chicks trip, and you're trying to separate yourself from those women by making it seem as though they were unattractive. And then Tasha, I caught that shade talking about so they have a type. You can say what you want to about Kimmy. You can say what you want to about Tisha. What you're not going to do is act like those aren't two beautiful, attractive, fine-ass black women. Well, that's what we're not going to do. And another thing, obviously, my good girl, looks aren't everything. Looks aren't everything. Because look at you. As beautiful as you want to be, as beautiful as you want to be, as dumb as you want to be, thinking that you don't sound as dumb as you sound. Okay? But let's go ahead and press on. Okay? So she said that she waited 8 or 9 months before she slept with him. I don't believe that. That's a lie. You know why I know that's a lie? Because I would have fucked Martell before 8 or 9 months. I know you fucked Martell before 8 or 9 months. I don't even think like Martell would have kept trying to talk to you if you lived all the way in Ohio, if y'all weren't fucking. And another thing, y'all may not have been having sex until that 8 or 9 mark because you lived out of town, but you were sending pussy pictures and he was sending dick pictures. Tell me I'm lying, because I know I'm not. Thank you, Dawn PB, for the super chat. Like you said, the show was about the issues with their marriage. Her name did not matter. It could have been Big Bird Girl Bye. It could have been. Thank you, Asia, for becoming a member, even though I thought you already were. Thank you. Okay. Some of y'all I be knowing. So I'm like, girl, what? I thought you was already a member. But anyway, okay. So she is really trying to act like Martell wanted her because she was a smart girl with good conversation. Martell told us that you sucked the meat off his penis. Martell told us that you and your big, wide-set mouth could probably put his whole penis and balls in at the same time. And that is why he kept coming back to you. His main argument with his wife was that she was not sucking enough penis, okay, which is why he was coming to you. So this whole idea that he was coming to you for smart conversation, girl, please. You know just as much as everybody else knows that he came to you because you made him feel smart, because you're less smart than he is. Melody is smarter than both of you, which is why you're angry. And that's why he didn't really want to leave her, and why he was dependent upon her, and why he was more appealing when he was with her. Because Melody was the brains behind the operation. Everybody knows that. He was not with you because you were smart. You may be smart, but that's not why Martell was with you. Girl. If he wanted intelligent conversation, he could have went and sat down with his wife, and maybe she could have explained to him how to pass the motherfucking builder's license test. If he really wanted intelligent conversation. Thank you, Ryan, for the super chat. Bondi, you're the only reason I even care about these people, because your commentary on their situation is more entertaining than the show itself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, look, Eye Candy TV, thank you for becoming a member. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, Jamila. Hey, my girl. Thank you for the super chat. She should have just sat, kept quiet, and learned what words meant, because this interview was a bad look. I knew it would be. Let me tell y'all, I knew this interview was going to be one of two things. I knew that she was either going to not give us anything, repeat the same information, or make a complete fucking fool out of herself. And I feel like she did all of those things. Thank you, Asia, for the super chat. I'm a Patreon member. Thanks for the bonus video, Def giving perspective, because I was feeling bad for the girl a little, but now, nah. Thank you, girl. Why are you doing both? I love you. Thank you. Listen. The only thing that I feel bad about for her is the baby. That's the only thing I feel bad about. I feel bad that your son has a mother with 2 children and she don't know what a 2-parent household is. I'm sad for the kids. Doesn't Arionne have another child? I'm sad for the kids. Okay? Thank you, Tawanda, for the super chat. Bondi, you are on fire today. Love you. Thank you so much. Y'all, listen, I was ready. That's why I had to wait till today. I couldn't come on last night. I wasn't going to be able to give y'all this amount of energy, okay? So, back into the notes, okay? Now, Arionne wants to tell us what Martell complained about as it pertains to Mel. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, girl, like, it doesn't even matter what he's ever said to you about Mel. You know why? Because he always goes home. Where? To Mel, okay? So whatever the complaint is, he never left her. So it doesn't even really matter, okay? And then she said that Mel lied about the way. Thank you, Alicia Brown, for becoming a member. Thank you, Twana Loyla, for becoming a member. I love you guys. Thank y'all for all the support today. I appreciate y'all. There are 2,000 plus people in the room. Light it up. Like the video. Matter of fact, before I get into the next lie she told, okay, y'all know what y'all need to do for me. Okay, did you like the video? All right, let's press on. So Arionne says that Mel lied about the way she found out about Arionne, okay? And I was like, okay, she about to tell us something we ain't know. Homegirl said, I didn't call and say, put Martell on the fucking phone. I don't even talk like that. I didn't say that. I called and said, put Martell on the phone. I didn't say, put Martell on the fucking phone. I said, put Martell on the phone. I said, I say, girl, semantics. Girl, why do you think that made a difference? Why do you think that made a difference? It did not make a difference whether you cursed or not. You still called Martell's phone several times while you said you were on a date with another man. So you left a date with another man to call Martell back because Martell was blowing your phone up, right? So Martell didn't answer the phone because he was in there with Mel and her mama, right? And you proceeded to call back. And then instead of hanging the phone up when Mel picked it up, because that's what true mistresses do, okay, as y'all explained it to me, if she really was a mistress and not a side chick, then at this moment, she would have hung the phone up and realized, oh, he must have called me when he could talk, but now he can't. but you kept calling. And then when you got the answer, you told Mel, I'm not calling you. Put Martell on the phone. Girl, at the end of the day, that is the only thing about this story that matters, is that you felt entitled enough to tell that lady to put her husband on the phone, as if you had the rights, as if you had the placement in his life to tell his wife, the mother of his 3 kids at the time, to put his ass on the phone. Girl, whether she said fucking or not, that is of no importance whatsoever to this story. Girl, are you serious? I mean, if she did that more than once, it's a lie, and then proceeds to explain exactly what we thought was a lie as the truth, but just out of her mouth. As if it's a lie coming out of everybody else's mouth. But when she says it, it's the truth. Girl, it's the same fucking words. It's the same words. I put curse words on shit all the time. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. Okay? Amber Violet, thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't like how Tasha made it seem like Melody was scared to interview and that Arionne was brave. Melody actually has integrity and a lot to lose. She probably was nervous to interview with Tasha because Tasha, a lot of times when people come on Tasha's show, they make a fool of themselves. And maybe the reason why Arionne was not as scared as she should have been is because ignorant people don't understand the fear. Like, they don't understand what they should be scared of because they're ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have the understanding because you're not that smart, then of course you're not going to be scared. You're going to be jumping off the porch because you're stupid. But when someone's smart, they're cautious of getting on someone else's platform. Okay? Like, girl. Thank you, Keisha Youngblood, for the super chat. I don't watch this show, but I wanted to come and show you some love. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you, Shinjay, for the super chat. I don't curse because I'm a lady. That was basically what she was trying to give, girl. And it was like, yeah, you was a lady on top that lady husband penis with no condom on it. Don Tall, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. So moving along from there, girl, you was on a whole date and stopped the date to get on the phone with Mel and Martell. But the entire interview, you want us to feel like you wasn't worrying about them. They was worrying about you. And Mel was always calling you. And he was always calling you. And you were just the innocent bystander in this whole situation. I was just like, girl, wait. Wait, girl, it doesn't even make sense. You said yourself you called him, and then when Tasha pressed her, she admitted that she probably called more than once. So then she lied, and then when Tasha pressed her, told the truth because she was trying to act like I didn't call him. I called him one time. That's what she kept saying. And then Tasha said, "So you only called once?" She was like, "I might have called more than once." Girl, you can't even keep your lies straight in the sentence. Thank you, DeQuasia, for the super sticker, my girl. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Black Woman, for the super chat. Tasha K tried to give her multiple redeeming moments to apologize, woman to woman. And if she ever gets married, that was sad. She did this to send a message to Martell, come beg and I'll take you back. Oh, yeah. He just needs therapy and she'll consider marrying him. That's what she said. Asada, she didn't say she would consider it, but Tasha asked, would you marry him? And she was like, he needs therapy. It wasn't a no. And that's because she still wants him. But I think she only wants him in the condition that she feels she found him in. And this isn't the condition that she found him in. Thank you, Asada, for the super chat. Martell didn't have no business sleeping with no woman at all. I'm so glad Mel left because Martell could have went back and gave his wife a disease. Child, who knows? They don't tell us everything. Thank you, Miss Bree, for the super sticker. But I think the fact that he busied himself with her most of the time and she was only fucking him was probably Mel's saving grace. So I guess Mel should thank you because you're not hoeing around with other people, just her husband. Okay, thanks. Tamara, thank you so much for the super chat, girl. Take my money. You are reading that. Thank you so much. On the Rocks with Jada, thank you for the super chat. I'm a new subscriber. Love the commentary. I was saying the same thing. Thank you so much, On the Rocks with Jada. Hey, Jay Jersey, thank you for the super chat. Mel is where the money resides. He risked his family's lives during a global pandemic. He would have had an unfortunate accident down a flight of stairs. Love you, Bondi from Salt Lake City. Oh, thank you, love. Listen, the funny part about that, Jay Jersey, is that Arionne said during the interview that during the pandemic, he was not coming by her. And I was like, so then you know that there were other women. So why do you continue to act as if this is only about you? This is only about you because you're the one he kept going back to and you're the one he ended up getting pregnant. But there were other girls. Mel has said there were other girls. And now you're saying there were other girls, but somehow you were special. Girl, I write argan oil, whatever you say, girl. So Arionne swears it's a lie, but then tells us it's the truth. I said that. So Mel used to mess with a friend of Arionne's. Okay, so Arionne was saying that she and Mel would talk throughout these years ever so often. And one of the times that they talked was when Mel was apparently dating a friend of Arionne's. And Arionne thought that Mel had done something to her friend's car. So she called Mel trying to check her about it. And Mel was like, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I want to know what friend this was that Mel was supposedly sleeping with. She said Mel used to mess with a friend of Arionne's and she called her to check her about keying her friend's car, but Mel didn't do it. And I was like, I don't even know if that's true or not. But I would have felt like, girl, you've been fucking my husband for a few years now. You think you have the right to call me and check me about anything? About anything. About anything. She also brought up how Mel was sleeping with, and she said that she knows that Mel was sleeping with their lawyer because Mel's friends came back and told Martell that Mel was sleeping with the lawyer. Now, we already knew about the lawyer situation because Mel's phone, she was sleeping, Mel's phone was open. Martell went through her phone and found out that she was talking to the lawyer. But at this point, I guess Martell had stopped talking to Arionne, but not for that long, because right after he found out, he went back to talking to Arionne. She said that's why he came back. And it's like, you're saying that like you should be, proud that he came back to you because Mel was fucking with somebody else. It's almost like she can't wait to try to put her and Mel on the same level, even if that level is close to the ground. Like, girl, no. Mel's husband cheated on her for years with you, as you said, and she went ahead and did what she was doing. And now you are trying to throw that out there like we're supposed to be mad at Mel or feel like Mel was just as wrong as you and Martell. Girl, no. Girl, no, we're not going to feel like that. Thank you, Rena Booker, for the super sticker. We're not going to feel like that, my girl. None of us are going to feel like that. I'm so sorry. Okay. So Martell told Mel that he wasn't leaving Arionne. I told y'all about that. Okay, that he stayed 3 more years. Arionne said that Mel actually found out in 2015, not 2017, as Mel has said, because they wanted everybody to think that the cheating wasn't going on for as long as it was going on. And I can believe that. But at the same time, once again, information that doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so when Arionne was asked why she and Martell aren't together, she says that too much has happened between the two of them. Too much. To me, it just really sounds like you can't be with him because he's no longer as appealing to you and you're no longer as appealing to him. That's really what it was. You were a sneaky link, honey. And then when you weren't a sneaky link anymore, you were just as much stress and responsibility as Mel is. Like, and then her not understanding what a 2-parent household is. For everybody that's confused, this is for you, Arionne girl. A 2-parent household is when both of your parents are in the household with you. Not when your parents divorce or separate, or if they were never together and then your father has a wife in the household for a certain amount of time. You still grew up with your mother, so you did not grow up in a 2-parent household. Why were you trying to make it seem as if you were? I think it's because she's constantly trying to make herself seem better. It seems better that you would have come from a 2-parent household. We were going to ask, how would you come from a 2-parent household and think that it was okay for 7 years to be somebody's side chick, mistress, whatever? Hey, Gigs. Thank you for the super chat, love. Bondi, the way you going in on Swoop Bang is the way I expected Tasha K to go in. Tasha K held back on that interview for some reason because she had to get the interview. This is why people don't want to come to me. This is why people don't want to come to me. In this moment right now, this is why, okay? And I figured it out, and I'm going to stop feeling bad about the fact that y'all drop tea at everybody else's doorstep but mine. But this is the reason why. People don't drop tea on me because they find me to be the reader. Nobody wants to come and spill to the reader because the reader is too honest to not read you during the interview. Tasha is going to play it up, make it seem like she's on your side, make it seem like she understands your stance, make it, like she kept saying, nobody can call you nothing but a mistress, girl, as if that makes it any better. Tasha is somebody's wife. So Tasha very much understands what's really going on here. That's why I said she was playing in her face. But see, this is why I love Tasha for this. Because see, Tasha had to be able to get the interview. They're not going to interview with me because they know what I'm going to do. Thank you for the super chat, Gigs. But that's really what it is. And I understand that. That's why we only offer the interviews during the Ooh Ladies First panel, because then it's not just me. It's not just me. And then I'm going to have to play it back and calm down because everybody else got questions too. I can't just keep going in. I got to sit back at some point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the idea that Arionne was checking for Martell wasn't checking for Martell. She kept trying to push that on us. So here's the thing. Most beautiful women don't have to do the most for a man's attention. All they have to do is be a beautiful woman and be available. So the fact that you made yourself available to him whenever he was available, girl, that's all that matters. That's all that. It does not matter that you weren't calling him constantly. It does not matter that you were not blowing up his phone, even though there was a point in time when you were blowing up his phone because his wife felt the need to answer. But you were available to him. And any woman that knows, okay, any woman that knows about a way to control men or a way to not seem thirsty for any man is to not be as available to him. And you were available to him, my girl. So it doesn't matter that you weren't running after a married man, because she kept saying, girl, and don't nobody have to run after no married man. Nobody runs after a married man, basically saying that married men are running after all these young girls. These young girls don't have to run after these married men. But all young girls have to do is be available, my girl. And you were available. You were open whenever he requested for you to open your doors. I mean, your legs. That's it. You didn't have to jump through hoops, bitch. All you had to do was be available. Girl, you let that man shoot your club up. You let that man have unprotected sex with you and his wife at the same damn time. And listen, I get it. I get it, because you know why, y'all? Whenever you sneaky linking with somebody, you want to do all of the nastiest shit you could think of if you don't have boundaries. And they didn't have any boundaries. They didn't have any boundaries because she felt like she was just as much his woman as Mel was. So she was going to suck all the dick. She was going to have sex without condoms. She was going to be available to him and only him. Girl, you played yourself with that. So whether you was running after the man or not, you were readily available with an open womb for him to fucking. Thank you, Jennifer, for the super sticker, love. Thank you. Girl. I mean, she just kept driving it home that he was running after her and she wasn't running after him. And then her refusal to accept responsibility for playing a part in the way their marriage broke up. Like, I did not ruin their marriage. Their marriage was already ruined when he came looking for me. It's like, yeah. If that's what you have to tell yourself. If that's what you have to tell yourself. But I would like to remind you that you told Mel to put her husband on the phone. Girl, I would just like to implore you to remember that you told Mel to put her husband on the phone. And I need for y'all to understand, if that had ever happened to me, the way I would have went to jail, the way my mama would have had to come and buy me out. My mama would have had to come and get me out of jail. And guess what? Guess who would have been with her to get me out of jail? Lyric. Okay? I'm just saying, let Lyric would have played with me like that. If Lyric ever played with me like that, you better believe he would be scared. He wouldn't even be able to sleep with his eyes closed, comfortable around me. You can't trust no Gemini bitch like me. Cause I'll let you think it's okay and fuck over you. Okay? Thank you. What is that? I feel like that's BK Lynn. So like Brooklyn Star 79. Thank you for the super chat. Did you notice Tasha never asked why did Martell call her a peasant? Who made him say that? Martell is letting them talk about her for a check. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was texting Martell when Tasha pretended like she was gonna call Mel. Because at some point in the interview, Tasha takes her phone like she's about to call Mel. She wasn't going to call Mel. But the first thing that Miss Girl did was picked her phone up and started typing. I said she texted Martell. Thank you, SC Gerard, for the super chat. Bondy. Tell it like it is, real and raw. I love it. Thank you, Shin J, for the super chat. She thought she was better because she didn't cheat on Martell like Mel did, not realizing they're not even in the same arena. Like, girl, you couldn't cheat on him. You wasn't married to him. You can't cheat on the nigga if you're not married to him or if you're not his main order. You're not the main order. You're on the side. Hello? So y'all, I told y'all that Arionne was on the side chick trip and she's acting like she was above all of that, side chick activity that was going on. And she said that narrative was a lie, okay? And then she turns to the camera to tell the camera, Oprah, I know you probably don't even know me. Girl, Oprah don't own no more. It's a white family. It's a white family that own now, girl. And it don't have nothing to do with Oprah. You blaming OWN in a production company because they don't want to have you on the show. It's because you feel played. See, the production company probably have been keeping her in their back pocket with hopes that she would come on the show and trying to keep her quiet. So any news that would come out would only come out on the show and not come out on anybody else's platform. That's what they were trying to do. And when she figured out that they were only having her on the line so that they can kind of protect the integrity of their show and that they weren't really going to have her on, she got mad. And now she got beef with Oprah and OWN Network. I said, Oprah, girl, Oprah probably knows about all of this because I feel like Oprah is just as messy as everybody else. And she don't be involved, but she watch. But at the same time, Oprah doesn't own anymore, girl. And the fact that you don't even know who owns the network at this point, like that was another thing for me. You're talking to producers. You're so much a part of this fucking show that you don't even know who owns the network anymore. Just keep embarrassing yourself, girl. Keep embarrassing yourself. So when they tried to get her to apologize, Tasha tried to get her to apologize to Mel for her part in what took place. And she basically said that she's not going to apologize because she's not on the show. Why would I apologize when they're using my likeness to make her seem better and me seem worse? Why would I do that? Because it would be the right thing to do and it would make people hate you a little bit less. See, what she doesn't understand is that her position in this makes her unlikable. If she would have came out and said, girl, I'm sorry, I fucked up, the dick was good, I was caught up, you didn't want to leave him, I didn't want to leave him either, but I realize now that was fucked up. I was fucked up, girl, I am sorry, okay? I am sorry, and I pray to the Lord that if I ever do get married, I know that's karma that I'll probably receive, but I hope that it never happened to me the way it happened to you, girl. I am sorry, okay? I played my part, I did. I'm fucked up for that. All right, I'm fucked up. I'm sorry, girl. See, when people take responsibility and say they fucked up for something, instead of trying to act like they not fucked up for it, people are more inclined to forgive them. They would have ran with that, oh, she was just young. You know why? Because people want to defend Martell. He's a black man. Whenever somebody is a good-looking, fine-ass black man that act like they like their kids and shit, women cannot wait to give them an excuse to get away with some bullshit. But the fact that you showed up and basically showed everybody that Martell was not only making you feel like you were better or the same as his wife, but he was talking bad about his wife to you. And now that has ballooned your head to the size of a motherfucking watermelon, okay? Because you think that in any way, shape, or form, you didn't do anything wrong. You're the cream of the crop. He was chasing you, and this all happened to you. You didn't ask for any of this. You're confused, my love. You're led astray. You're disillusioned. Okay? You on some fugazi shit. You're not taking accountability just like he doesn't take accountability. Y'all cannot sit up here and say you take full accountability for anything when y'all turn around and try to blame Mel, make Mel out to seem like she's the bad guy, talking about, well, Mel sent people came to my house with 2 or 3 other people. So what? So what? Girl, if Mel had dragged you all up and through a dirt street in Huntsville, it would have been her motherfucking right. It would have been her right. You had sex with that lady husband unprotected for 7 years and got pregnant by him 3 times. And then, I'm going to say it again, you called him and told her to put him on the phone. If Mel had at any point had whipped your ass, that would have been in her right. That would have been in her right. So the idea that Mel is fucked up or wrong because she wanted to fight you is ridiculous. Girl, you sound crazy. Lakeisha Tucson, thank you for the super chat. I could not wait to hear your review, to hear this review. I knew you would be ready. Girl, look, I was super duper ready, bitch. I was super duper ready. Thank you, Connie Bernard, for the super chat. Arionne spicy chicken nugget curry equals a contradiction, a walking parody, a bird. Girl, you said it all right there. She is absolutely a walking parody. When she walked into Tasha K's office, when the heels was wobbling, I said, oh shit. She got the side chick heels on, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. Okay, listen. She looked nervous to me. Okay, on the rocks with Jada. Thank you for the super chat. This is everything I wanted Tasha to say. Well, I'm glad that y'all are enjoying me because I'm enjoying y'all. All right. Child, this is the most people I ever had in a damn live. Y'all make sure y'all like this video now and share it with your people and let them know I'm reading these hoes down here. Call all the side chicks because, see, the side chicks like Arionne because they're birds of a feather. And I want all of the side chicks to know that y'all need to learn how to play y'all position a little bit better. Stop being so disrespectful towards the wife like it's her fault that you can't take her man from her. Like, girl, it's not my fault he won't leave me. Like, why are you upset with me? You're fucking my man. What are you mad for? Like, the side chicks really be mad because the world does not uplift them. Why do you want the world to uplift you for doing fucked up shit? I don't understand. And so all of the side chicks that like Arionne, that go and buy her clothes and go and follow her and big her up and girl, yes, because that man, you can't make no man. Girl, we know all of that. We know all of that. But we also know that you hoes love deep diving into other bitches' men's. Okay? Because y'all don't want to actually have to work on a relationship and procure one of these niggas for yourself. Because then you would have to build them from the ground up. Because let's not forget that Mel and Martell were together from the beginning. Mel built him to be the person that you wanted to fuck, which is why y'all can't be together now because he ain't that nigga no more because Mel is not there to make him that nigga. And that's what it's like for most of these married men. So yeah, they come run the fuck on some little young thing after their wives have made them a good walking advertisement for how good of a wife she is. Like, it is what it is. You fucked up. Take the L, take responsibility and walk away and shut the fuck up. Like, that's all you have to do. But you want to keep talking and playing victim because you mad that people is dragging you. They gonna drag you, girl. You fuck somebody's husband. That's a part of the territory. Ain't nobody tell you that. That's the reason why you was keeping it under wraps, because if people had known, then they would judge you negatively. That's why you don't want to go back to that hospital you was working at. That's why you don't want to be a nurse no more. You said there's too much trauma. Why? Because everybody knows that, oh, don't bring your husband around that one because she's going to try to fuck him. Girl, yeah, she called herself cream of the crop. Thank you, Julie Ryan, for the Euro super chat. Not cream of the crop. It was the delusions of grandeur for me. Girl, she said she was the cream of the crop. I said, yeah, the cream of the crop at the bottom of the barrel. You might be beautiful, my girl, but a lot of what attracts men to women is mentality. That's why Marcel kept saying, Marceau kept saying, this ain't it. This ain't it. You know why? Because Marceau knows in order to keep a mistress quiet, she has to have a certain mentality. And you have side chick mentality, not mistress mentality. Don Tall, thank you for the super chat. Arionne was a mistress, side chick, and the other woman, all of which are not wife, which is, I'm sorry, she is envious of Mel. She is. She absolutely is. And the funny part is that she keeps trying to act like she's not envious. Thank you, Kenya, for the super sticker. You keep trying to act like you're not envious, but the main sign of envy is to covet someone's possession. And you coveted, not only did you covet, meaning you wanted something you could not have, you wanted something that did not belong to you, but you fucked it. You stole on him. You stole on him. Now, a nigga can't be stole if he don't want to be stole, but you stole on him, girl. Know this. Every time that you got on top of that man, so happy that he was coming to your door to put his face in your place, because we know he was doing it. Oh, I feel bad for Mel, because you know he was eating that girl vagina. And then going home and kissing his wife and the kids. Nigga ain't shit. Anyway, moving on. So at the end, she kept saying, why isn't Mel's likeness enough to carry the show? And I was just like, girl, Mel's likeness is enough to carry the show. We ain't never really seen you but one time. Your likeness would be your name, your picture. They have not really used that. You are interchangeable with any other woman that Martell could have cheated with, my girl. And I want you to realize that and recognize that. It's almost like she's gaslighting Mel and the producers by constantly saying that Mel isn't enough. And isn't that funny that that's the same language that Carlos used? Mel wasn't enough. Mel was enough. Mel was more than enough. Martell wasn't enough. And obviously, Arionne wasn't enough either. Do you know why Arionne wasn't enough? Because she couldn't make him leave Mel. See, when the side chick or the mistress is actually the main course, these niggas leave their wives, i.e. the Braxtons. Okay? Niggas leave their wives all the time and then marry their mistress. It happens all the time when they was really supposed to be with the mistress. That wasn't you. Thank you, Dr. Black Woman, for the super chat. Love how you big up Tasha K. Those were excellent interviewer skills. Arionne said, don't put the lives of these 6 kids on me. No one can take a husband. Everything you said equals breaking a home. Hashtag accountability. Hashtag not intelligent. Okay. Thank you, Don PV, for the super chat. They have never used her likeness. When did we see her on the show? I'll wait. Oh, 2-parent household heifer. Child, you got called a heifer. That's too funny. Thank you, Elite Leo, for the super sticker. I appreciate y'all showing all this love in the chat. Thank you. So yes, y'all. Tasha couldn't get Mel on the phone. She said she got a new phone. I said, girl, you weren't never gonna call that lady. Excuse me. But yes, when they talk about if Mel is hurting or not, and Arionne says that she doesn't think Mel is hurting. She thinks Mel is capitalizing off of the situation, as if that was a nasty word or something like that, while you beg to get on the very show that helps her to capitalize off it. Girl, go to hell. You're capitalizing with that 30% off linebacker code that you gave when you were selling clothes on your boutique. Cut it out. Everybody's capitalizing at this point. Okay? And when Tasha asked her if she wanted to be married, she said, I like the idea of growing old with someone, but the way these husbands cheat, I don't know if I would want one. Girl, the irony. Martell, I told y'all that Martell went back to Arionne when he found out that Mel was sleeping with the attorney. Mel's friends came back to Martell and said she was having sex with the attorney. He wasn't sleeping with her during the pandemic. Mel said it wasn't just you. She said it was other side chicks as well. You're the one that is hell bent on making yourself seem special. You, Carlos, and Martell. And then she said she takes full accountability for her part after she sat there for an hour and refused to take any accountability by saying that everything was a false narrative. Martell said he wanted a DNA test during the show. She says he only said that so that they can have something to tape about. I said, girl, that's what he told you. That's what he told you. please be clear that even though you were not having sex with anybody else, Martell was having sex with you, his wife, and probably a few other bitches. So he absolutely could not trust you. He had to have you tested just to be sure. Okay. Or to say he wanted you to be tested. And then she says that they showed that to discredit her, like she was some whore. I said, girl, when you slept with the married man, you became some whore. And what do you mean discredit you? You don't have any credit. We can't discredit a bitch that already came here with negative credit, bitch. You are already on negative credit when you fucked the married man. There was no credit to discredit. Okay? Now, Meldon already told you you're not going to be on her show because that's her show. So get over it. Get over it. Make a YouTube page, do reviews of the show after the episode is over. Matter of fact, that's what you should have been doing. So you really could have made your bank. Okay? It's too late now to start a YouTube page. Now you done gave Tasha K all the tea. What else is there to say? Talking about she got a book coming out in spring. Oh, you got a book coming out in spring, girl? You got a book coming out in spring? What you gonna say? What's gonna be in the book? Tell me. Because you didn't told us the story. Talking about she didn't like the fact that they called her a peasant. That's the real reason why she can't be with him, y'all. Because she can't get past the fact that he called her a peasant. That's what I really think took it to the point. That's why he's always been trying to like be careful about what he says about her ever since then. Because that really made her mad. You can tell. But they aren't using your likeness, my girl. Stop saying that. Because if they were using your likeness, you would have a case. OWN is smart enough to do this in a way that they could not be prosecuted later on for whatever they decided to do. Okay? And once you came on the show, that was the reason, you know, through that phone call, that was the only reason I believe your name was even brought up on the show. Before then, nobody had ever even said your name on the show. Okay? Didn't even finish nursing school because she was too stressed out. Arionne keeps saying that Mel was calling her. She came to her best friends. I told y'all that she wasn't checking for them. They kept calling her. She confirms that Martell hanging with the Scotts did change him. She agrees with Melody about that. And then Tasha asked, you know, if she would marry him. She said he needs therapy, and right now she would rather co-parent, but she's not going to be having sex with him while co-parenting. I said, oh, you're not going to fucking while y'all co-parenting, girl? You not? So you're not still fucking him? That would have been my next question. Oh, so y'all not fucking? Y'all not fucking? Okay. Thank you, Jessica, for the super sticker. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. You said that you and Martell was going on dates and shit. You said that you and Martell was going on dates and that they didn't want to film it. So I need to understand, if y'all was going on dates, then how you not fucking him now? Girl, you fucking that man. That man probably is out here living his life and being single and coming back to you when he can. You the baby mama that he can come back and fuck on. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. We know he coming back and fuck on you. He come over there, he spend time with you and the baby. You know, you give him a little ass because the dick's still good, and then you send him on about his way. Thank you, Lily Boom, for the super chat. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Melody can eat chitlins every day and brushing her teeth never. He still ain't leave her, and he still ain't marry you. At the end of the day, my girl, at the end of the day, he still did not marry you. He did not want to divorce Mel, and he wants to stay on the show, which is why he feels like using you might help him stay on the show, because otherwise, what does Martell have to talk about? You kept talking about what the other people have to talk about. Child, they can talk about whatever they're lying about in their relationships. But Tisha and Marceau have their own storyline outside of you, okay? Kimmy and Maurice have their own storyline outside of you. They had Kiowa. And the fact that Maurice is always lying to somebody. I know that y'all online right now and y'all cute and y'all in love. And Kimmy, I love you, girl. So as long as you happy, I'm happy. But Maurice is a liar. And we saw him lie. So at the end of the day, they got their own shit to figure out. They don't have nothing to do with you. Okay? And Tisha and Marceau are the same way. They got their own shit going on. Miss Wanda was their storyline. Trust me, girl. Everybody has something else to talk about besides you. Mel even has businesses in the licensing and her issues with the other women. Like, everybody has something else to talk about. The only time we're talking about you is when we're talking about Martell. So Martell has nothing else besides you. Mel has the kids, the businesses, possibly dating other people, her friendships with the other women on the show. Tisha and Kimmy, I've already explained. Everybody has something else. The only person that doesn't have something else to talk about besides you is Martell, because he can't pass the builder's license. Okay? Gabby with an I, thank you for the super chat. Child, if you thought Mel was keeping you off the show, insulting Oprah put the nail in the coffin. Might as well toss the bag off a cliff. See, I think she finally, I don't know if she thought that this was the end, but I want her to know that going on Tasha K killed it. If Carlos was trying to get her on the show before, I feel like this ruined that chance, if you ask me. This ruined that chance because they were trying to pretty her up to come on the show. They needed to pretty her up and make her less like a villain in order for her to come on. Like Mel has said, this is a women-driven, a women-driven network. And when we're talking about women-driven networks, we're talking about women. And people don't really perceive side chicks as full-grown women. They don't. It's sad because some side chicks and mistresses be everybody else's grown-ass woman out here, okay? But the truth of the matter is, then people are not going to back you up because OWN is about positivity with a little bit of mess. You coming in with all mess and no positivity. Life of the Shunta, thank you for the super chat. Whenever she posts how well her boutique is doing, she's literally taking 2 orders to the post office. Okay, 2-parent household fashion house. Listen, bitch. Okay, listen. 2-parent household fashion house selling out her little 10 items. You better sell out, girl. You better sell out. Okay? Thank you, Blissfully Single Bean. I'm screaming at work. Thank you for the super chat, girl. I'm glad you're enjoying me. Don't get in trouble now. Thank you, Wasada, for the super chat. I would have loved for you to interview Arionne. That would have been fire. She wouldn't have been able to handle you. No, and she wouldn't have, that's what I'm saying. She would have never came and talked to me. She would have never came and talked to me. And the truth of the matter is, I would definitely not read her down as bad as I'm doing right now. Okay? But I still would have said something. I still would have had to correct. I still would have had to question things that did not make sense. I still would have had to come back to how is it a false narrative if you just explained to us that all of those things still took place. All of those things still took place. So how was it a false narrative? Explain. Tell us. I'm confused. Girl. Thank you for the check, though. I'm not a hater ass bitch. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Arionne, so very, very much. We do appreciate the views and we do appreciate the check at the end of the day, girl. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. But what I'm also going to need for you to do is to please stop threatening things that you're not going to do. You're not going to give us tea on Marceau and Maurice. You should, but you're not. You should, but you're not. If you were smart, then you would be releasing information on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Every fucking week that they get up there and talk about you, you should have came with a new tidbit of information with some text messages and evidence to back it up. But you know why you're not doing that? Because you still want Martell. You don't want to make Martell mad. And getting up there and spilling the tea that you could spill would piss Martell off. And you don't want to piss him off. That's why every single time you've gotten online angry and told people you was going to spill some tea, and then later on we found out you didn't, is because Martell put his penis in your mouth and in your vagina, and you decided that, you know what, this is best. Let me just stay quiet. What you mean? Tasha, my girl. What you mean? We cool. Me and Tasha cool. I think she did an excellent job with this interview because the bitch wasn't going to come to me. Okay, second demographic. Thank you for the super chat. Martell is trying to encourage his JV player to try for varsity because he needs a check. He now has 5 kids and no job. Did y'all see him trying to get the girls to come and pay for his calendar? See, now I shared it in my stories, y'all. He out there, naked with just boxers on and a hat, all greased up and shit. I was like, look at you, hoeing yourself out. Look at y'all, 2 holes in a pot. I can't believe it. Gabby with the knife, thank you for the super chat. Cream of the coleslaw really tried to play victim. She really did try to play victim. When she said she wasn't a sexual being, girl, I could have threw my phone at the TV. I said, you're not a sexual being. Girl, we are all sexual beings. Like, what you talking about? We're all sexual beings. I like my Peja Amari. It's super cute, right? We're all sexual beings, girl. What you talking about? You ain't have to lie to kick it. Because that's what you did when you said that. Trying to act like you wasn't trying to put that pussy on that man. You was definitely trying to put that pussy on that man. That's why he was talking so highly about your dick sucking skills, girl. That's why he was talking about that, because you was over there trying to suck the meat off that man's dick and lead him right into your household away from his wife. That's what you was doing. Come to me. Leave Mel. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was down there living for the dick because you wanted him to leave his wife. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. You was down there on your knees looking up to that man, gargling all of his balls and jewels in your mouth. And it was because you thought he was the bee's knees. And now you up here trying to act like you wasn't checking for him. But you let him shoot up your club 3 times and decided to keep the baby at the end. A baby that looks just like him. Girl, you love that man. Stop lying. You love that man. Girl, stop lying. You just mad because now you realize that the love you thought y'all had ain't what you thought it was, because you thought once Mel was out the situation that it was going to be you. And like Mel said, Martell told her it wasn't never going to be you, because if it wasn't her, it definitely wasn't going to be you. And that's because he still views you as beneath her and beneath himself. And the only reason he was fucking with you is because you made him feel good about himself standing next to his wife, who is twice as impressive as he is. As beautiful, tall, and fine, and probably charismatic and digmatizing as Martell can be. Melody, with 3-4 kids and a snatch waist and a fat ass and a pretty face and high intellect and a builder's license and the connections and the temperament and the mindset to keep all of the businesses going up and not only transition from their businesses together, but to her own business, and being so valuable to the people who wanted to do business with you would rather do business with her because she's more reliable than you. She really thought she did something, y'all. Tasha is a good one. Tasha convinced that bitch that she was doing something smart. Convinced her that she was doing something smart. Girl, all you did was make me, Tasha, Jamie, Scotty, Jaylee, Niecy, fuck everybody that's gonna talk about this shit. All you did was make us some money. And I bet you we gonna make more money talking about you than you gonna make off your little clothing line. Your ass should have stayed in nursing school. But you let that dick distract you from your purpose. That's a shame. If anybody needs therapy now, it's you. Because you got a mother, 2 children. You need to go to therapy, sis. And I need for you to go to therapy, and then I need for you to watch this interview back so you can see how many times you made a fucking fool of yourself during this interview. Because I think you don't even understand. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, when she said that the karma for her was the way people have responded to her, I get it. Because nobody gets into a sneaky link situation thinking that the world is going to know. And if I was her or Martell, I wouldn't want the world to know my shit neither. So I'm not mad at her for saying that that's the karma. But honestly, I feel like it's not real karma if you haven't really learned from it. And if you were to learn from it, then you would not still have all of this animosity towards Mel, because you would realize that everything that Mel has done was in her right. Everything she did, even if it was something against you, was in her right, because you slept with that lady husband for what you said was 7 years. That's wrong. I don't know if you know, because I feel like she don't know. That's wrong. Thank you, Pamela, for the super chat. Mel not only carrying the show, Mel producing and makes the show. Mel is the star of the show, and Mel generates and runs businesses. Mel is a loving mother that's building and training her kids up to the best they can be. Mel doesn't even want to put you on her Instagram page. Mel doesn't even want you on her Instagram page, girl. You're not going to get on that show. I thought it would be smart for you to be on the show. I think it would be good. Honestly, let me say this, Mel, if you allow for this to happen, I feel like it will only happen if Mel gets to peace off and have a totally separate show. Huntsville, Atlanta, and she can be head of Huntsville, Atlanta, and Kimmy and Tisha and them can fight over Huntsville, and we can bring her into the situation, and maybe every now and again a crossover event. Yeah, that would be lucrative for everybody involved. Will that happen? I don't think so. Because I feel like the way you act, that lady would never allow for the platform that she created with that show. That was her show. She brought that show to Carlos. That's her show. She would never allow for you to prosper in a real way off of her platform. Do you know why? Because you were able to prosper off of fucking her husband and the money that she was making all of that time. Let's not forget that Mel and Martell were in business together. So the money that Martell was spending on Arionne was he and Mel's money. You made enough money off of. You had cars and all of that, right? You said Martell took great care of you, right? Martell took good care of me. Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, now, see if you can take care of yourself and Martell, because Mel is no longer there for y'all to take money out of her bank account so he can buy you a car and bags and shit. Because that's exactly what it was. If I was Mel, the principle of you making money off of me after my husband fucked you, bought you cars, bought you gifts, helped you while you were, some young girl out here, while I'm out here working and making money, so he can then use it later on against me and say that I wasn't a full mother because I had to work. Well, I had to pay for you, bitch. I had to pay for me, him, our kids, and you. And probably your kid, because Arionne had a kid before she got with Martell. So Martell was fucking around with a 24-year-old single mother. Thank you, second demographic, for the super chat. Arionne can't pass the prerequisite for the RN program, and Martell can't pass the builder's exam. They were both eating off Mel's plate, as I just said. Thank you for that. SC Gerard, thank you for the super chat. The meat off the bone. You're going to get me fired today. I mean, that's what it was. When you see how wide her mouth opened, you know what it was hitting for. You know what it was hitting for, girl. It's sad, girl. It's sad. Thank you, Deity Supreme, for the super chat. This is what you call keeping your foot on their necks. You better read, Bondy. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much, Dr. Black Woman, for another super chat. I hate this word, but this is the only honest thing Martell ever said. Peasant equals she's for sucking. I'll tell her what she wants to hear. A man talking badly about another woman to you means he thinks you are stupid. Not even that he thinks you're stupid, but really thinks that you're not smart enough to realize that whatever he's saying about her is a reflection of him. Like, a nigga couldn't sit there and talk to me about his main chick and how terrible she is while he's sitting in between my legs without me pointing out, nigga, you sitting in between my legs right now. She ain't that fucked up. Okay? She ain't that fucked up because you sitting with me right now, so you more fucked up than she is. Like, you couldn't, there's no way. There's no way that I could sit there and not have to check him. That's how y'all know I ain't built for certain things. Gabby with an eye, thank you for the super chat. Her karma is her being it's her baby being fifth in line. Yikes. And you know what? That's really sad to me. That's really sad. And somebody said that in the Discord. Was it you, Armory? I couldn't remember who it was in the Discord that said that the sad thing is that little boy is always going to be on the outs looking in, even if Martell does everything he can to make him feel special. The fact that there are 4 other siblings that he won't be able to go home with, that he won't be able to, go and do this or do that with, that is going to hurt that little boy in the long run. Because it just hurts being the outside child. It hurts being the one that's not a part of the group. Even though Mel and Martell are no longer together, and none of those children are going to be able to get the in the household with Martell thing anymore. But the truth of the matter is that little boy will always feel the separation of belonging to you and not to Mel, because the rest of the kids belong to Mel. And Martell will probably go on and have kids with somebody else because he's highly fertile and loves to shoot up bitches' clubs. Okay. But ultimately, it's sad that your son will always feel like he's on the outside looking in of his 4 other siblings that look exactly like him. Thank you, Black Regina George, for the super chat. Love you, Bondi. I appreciate you and this reading of Miss Arionne. I am hollering. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you, Miss Cha Cha Cha, for the super chat. Bondi, you are teaching and preaching today. I love it. Y'all know I try to get in the spirit when I come to y'all with the bullshit. Okay. Thank you. What is it? KDSCM first. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But yes, you guys, that's all I have for you guys. That's all I have to say about this. It's almost an hour and a half, and there are 3,000 plus people in here. I appreciate y'all so much for coming through. I hope I was able to give y'all the read that y'all were waiting on, child. Listen, but I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I'm gonna come check for y'all later on for Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. All right. Thank you, Stay Hungry, for the super chat. What if Martell only used coupons on Arionne? Do you think Mel would still be upset? Yes. The fuck? What kind of question is that? Nigga, don't use my coupons, don't use nothing. Okay, and what you mean only use coupons? Like, what does that mean? When you use coupons, you still gotta pay. It's only coupons are a percentage off, not the whole thing. Thank you, Dr. Black Woman, for another super chat. On a positive woman note, Melody, let's show her love. She is strong, women. Let's not do this to one another. Child, it's sad. It's really, really sad. Thank you, Kendra Nicole, for the super sticker. Y'all know I go up for Mel. That's my girl. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all go and stream Side Chick of the Year award, because we're gonna give it to the old girl Arionne Curry, because this is absolutely deserving of the Side Chick of the Year award, girl. You did it. You won that award, girl. Okay, I ain't seen a better side chick in years, girl. I ain't seen a more entertaining side chick if I've ever. Okay, if I have ever, girl. Okay, the last time we disliked a side chick this bad, it was Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and she was coming to move that lady up out her house. I guess you thought that was gonna be you. Girl, bye. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all be cool by the pool. All right now.